We are halfway to Halloween. Star Wars Day is next Monday. Henry Winkler, Laurie Metcalf, and Sally Field tell us stuff we didn't know. Wile E. Coyote gets his day in court. The super rare two-tone lobster is a thing. Some bitch killed a pet lobster. And Red Lobster has lost their mind. Again. Sex injuries send a lot of people to the ER. And are you a Nazi? All that and our Michael Jackson biopic review this week on the Swish edition. And Robbie, are you ready? Because we're about to lift off. Hey, everybody, we're back. It's Wednesday, April 29th, the last time we're going to be talking to you in April. How you doing, Robbie?
Good. I put the hoe in co-host.
He does put the hoe. Love that. We're going to put that on your business card.
Perfect. Do it.
With your fucking telephone number on the back. Hey, we got a program note for you guys. We had a special this week. Maybe you saw it. Maybe you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't, you should check it out. Yesterday on April 27th, we released a special Swish Extra, a bonus episode, 2 episodes in 1 week, because we really had a lot to talk about when it came to the new Michael biopic. So we both saw it this past weekend. We thought it was, well, I'm not going to tell you what we thought about it. There's a whole episode about it. So go check it out. It's in all the feeds. It's also on YouTube. And you'll get it. If you subscribe to the show like you're supposed to, you probably already listened to it. Anyway, I got to talk about this. So today is the 29th. It's hump day as usual when we bring out our new episodes. But do you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow, April 30th, is literally the halfway mark to Halloween, my favorite holiday.
Mine too.
Yeah. Now, you have something to say about this.
Yeah, so Halfway to Halloween actually has an official name.
I did not know this.
It's German, and it's called Walpurgisnacht.
You made that up.
Definitely did not. I was introduced to this through the beloved horror host Joe Bob Briggs. He hosts a show called Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, and starting in 2022, his episode during this time of the year was Walpurgisnacht, and he sort of like went through the whole history of it. And it's funny because right around that time things started catching on, and now like people are talking about Halfway to Halloween more. And I mean, people just like to celebrate Halloween as often as they can.
Sure.
But so Walpurgisnacht, it's like it's a traditional German festival on the eve of May 1st. Right. And it's named after Saint Walpurga. Look her up when you have time. She's a little interesting. But it marks the night that the witches are believed to gather on Brocken Mountain. So I'm just picturing Night on Bald Mountain from Fantasia in my head.
Yeah.
It sounds wicked, like maybe even more fun than Halloween night. But I mean, I love the fall, so nothing can really beat Halloween night for me. But
fall is my absolute favorite time of year, and Halloween is my favorite holiday. So I need to know more about this. Maybe we should do a whole special about this next year.
Yeah, we can look into it. And I feel like last year when I'm part of a trivia team here in town, and I feel like last year this was a trivia question, and I got it.
You got it because you knew it.
And my trivia team is meeting tomorrow on Thursday, and I bet you they're going to have some questions about Halfway to Halloween. So I'm ready if they do.
You'll be ready.
Ready.
That's really fun. You're a dork because you're on a trivia team.
Yep, trivia team. Our trivia name is It's Raining Mensa. Of course. But I want to change it to Uh, Sissy Boy Slap Party.
Well, yes. That's a throwback to last week's episode. Yeah, I like that. You should bring that up with your fellow teammates. I like
I
that.
think I will.
And of course, besides that, we have something else for your calendar, you guys. This coming Monday, May 4th is National Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So super excited about that. Just
My
because
brother,
I get to post about it.
my brother's a big Star Wars fan, like
Yeah.
from the original films, and I always text him in the morning on that. May the 4th be with you. And
Gotta
he
do
always
it.
responds back, may the 4th be with us all. May the force be with us all on the 4th. Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? No,
So
that's
I
good.
will look forward to that.
And if you have a Disney Plus subscription, you can watch all the movies. You could just sit in your pajamas, call in sick, sit in your pajamas all day and watch every single movie. Maybe that's what I'll do. That'll be fun. You can also, are you excited about, or do you give a shit about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie that's coming out on May 22nd?
Well, since you asked, and to be perfectly frank, I don't. The
So
only Star Wars movies I like are the three that I grew up with:
the three originals.
A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and Empire Strikes Back. Well, I sort of did it out of
You
order,
set
but
them in the
you know
wrong
those
order,
three.
right?
Yeah, I did that on purpose just to annoy everyone.
Empire Strikes Back is literally the best of every single Star Wars thing ever made. But I know it's hard. Not everyone can be into it. But are you telling me then that you don't watch The Mandalorian?
No, I don't.
It's so cute. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, if you want to watch the movie trailer, it's out now and it's super cute. I think it played when I saw Michael last week.
I think it did. I
Yeah.
walked in during the trailers when I saw it, and I think that trailer was playing.
So I got an update from something we talked about on the show last week. We talked about Bob Odenkirk's new movie, Normal, which was your secret movie 2 weeks ago. And we talked
Yes.
about that movie. And it just happened to see Normal co-star Henry Winkler, the Fonz from Happy Days. He was on Morning Joe. I watch Morning Joe every morning on MS Now. And he was on there as a guest. He was talking about this new show that he's working on for TV. And he mentioned during the conversation that Bob Odenkirk, the star of Normal, and we know him from tons of stuff, when he was a writer, I didn't know this, he was a writer on Saturday Night Live before he became an actor. And he wrote the iconic Living in a Van Down by the River skit for the late Chris Farley.
One of the best skits of all time on Saturday Night Live.
One of the best from
The best.
Our early years of watching Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
No coffee table was spared for that skit.
Chris Farley put his all into everything he did and put his big belly into it for sure.
My favorite part about that skit, they did it more than once, right? They did it more than once, but there's one that I remember.
It was a continuing thing. Yeah.
The one that I remembered the most was, and I've seen it again over the years, was when Christina Applegate was a guest star.
Yeah.
It was Christina Applegate and David Spade were sitting on the couch. They were supposed to be like the kids that were getting to talk.
I remember
and they could not keep a straight face. They were like looking at each other and trying not to laugh. It was so cute and so funny. If you want a good laugh, a nostalgia trip, you can look it up somewhere, but I love it.
Well, you can look at, if you have
Matt Foley, that was his character's name, Matt Foley.
Yeah. He was a motivational speaker hired by parents to come scare the shit out of kids.
And he lives in a van down by the river.
Well, he doesn't, but he was threatening that that's what was going to happen to them if they didn't shape up. Yeah. It was great. It was great. And, I've seen every episode of SNL since like the beginning of time. So it's like my favorite thing, even through all the bad years. And I think it's been really good these last 2 years, but I don't know if you watch it. But if you have Peacock, you got it. You can watch every friggin' episode ever made. So.
Oh, you know what? I do have Peacock. I want to go back to the early 90s. I'm just going to start there.
Do it. That was when it was super fun. Church Lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What was the Dieter? Remember Dieter?
Yeah.
Or Linda Richmond with Coffee Talk.
There's so many. We could do a whole episode about that.
Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Amongst yourselves. Yeah. All right, you got some yesteryear news for us.
Yeah, continuing on that theme that you just told. So on the Drew Barrymore show last week, Laurie Metcalf was a guest. She played Jackie on Roseanne famously, and she revealed that the late Norm Macdonald wrote her Emmy-winning "Dad's Dead" scene. If you watched Roseanne, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
If you know, you know.
It was in season 5, episode 16 in 1993. The episode was called "Wait Till Your Father Gets Home." And in the episode, you know, Jackie, played by Laurie Metcalf, and Roseanne, played by Roseanne, are sisters on the show, and their father died. And it was Jackie's turn to call a family relative to tell them that Dad's dead. So she calls Auntie Barbara. Auntie Barbara's a little hard of hearing. She's trying to tell her that Dad's, in a nice way, Dad is no longer with us. Auntie Barbara's not getting it. Dad's passed away. He's dead. He's dead! And she just goes, it's hilarious.
It goes
She
on
won the
and
Emmy
on.
for that. She
Yeah.
deserved it. She deserved every piece of gold that's on that Emmy for that performance. And I think that was her second in a row Emmy. She was really so good on that show. She really made it.
She's been good. She's good in anything that she does. You know, I saw her again on MS Now this morning. She was on Morning Joe, or yesterday morning, and she is in Death of a Salesman right now on Broadway with Nathan Lane, and that one of the guys from oh shit, I can't think of it. Anyway, a play that I don't really love, but I'm sure she's killing it in it. You know what I mean?
So I saw her on Broadway. I don't know when it was, maybe like 10 years ago. She was in, the movie Misery, right?
Yeah.
They turned it into a Broadway show starring Bruce Willis as Paul Sheldon, and Laurie Metcalf played Annie Wilkes, the Kathy Bates role.
Oh, wow.
It was very interesting. This was before Bruce Willis had like his health ailments that he has now. He was in a bed the whole time. Laurie Metcalf really like balls to the walls performance. Wow. It was very fun to watch. I just love her and everything. If Laurie Metcalf's in it, I'm on top of it. Yeah. I think this is the second time we mentioned her on the show in the past month.
Because she's amazing.
She's worth it.
She's worth it, and she's in that new show with Dan Levy on Netflix.
Yes,
too.
Big Mistakes is what it's called. I started watching it. Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet, so I'll watch some of it, and then we can talk about that too.
Yeah,
and the reason that Robbie brought that up is why we talking about that is because we learned a bunch of things this week that we didn't know. We had no idea that Norm Macdonald wrote that friggin'.
Right. And so yeah, we did not know that Bob Odenkirk wrote the Van Down by the River, which is iconic and fun to hear. Right. You like behind the scenes stuff. And then the fact that Norm Macdonald wrote that
on Roseanne.
That skit. And you know, honestly, Norm Macdonald has passed away, but I never really found Norm Macdonald that funny.
It was very dry.
I mean, I like dry, but I don't know. There was just something about him. But man, he could write some funny stuff. I'd like to know what else he wrote on Roseanne, because that was, for a long time, that show was perfect.
It was.
It's so sad that Roseanne's legacy is destroyed by her stupidity, but I still love the show and I will still watch it. The old reruns. The new one I watched, but
no, the Connors was not good.
Not as good.
Can I tell you something that Dale and I do every year?
Yeah.
We have a DVD. You don't have to have the DVD if you have it on streaming, but we watch right around Halloween. We watch every Halloween Roseanne episode.
I do the same thing, Scott.
And we watch them in order.
Yes, I did the same thing.
Right, because they're classics.
They're so good.
Some of them are better than others, but they're all great. And
like,
then
I have the DVDs too, and I brought them all out. I find the episode and I put them out. Yeah.
But we don't even have to do that. We have the Halloween DVD.
You have the Halloween DVD.
It has just the Halloween episodes on it. Makes
I
it
love the
easy.
one when so remember they had that neighbor that was, like, snooty and she was kind of a pain in the ass, and when they
Of
really
course.
prank her really good, that was
Yes.
such a good one.
It's so
Or
good.
the costumes were top notch, man, and I could relate to this show, and specifically on Halloween because my family took Halloween very seriously,
Yes.
and just like the Connors do on Roseanne, and every episode for Halloween was like an event.
Yes, and if you love that, Robbie, you know what you'd have to do after that? You go watch all the Modern Family Halloween episodes.
That doesn't
They're
make me as exciting.
t
That's not as
okay,
exciting
they're
to me.
alright, they're not as exciting to you, but they're all really good because that family, Claire and whatever his name is, they really got into Halloween big time every year. So
Well,
those are
here
fun.
here at my place in Walla Walla, I have a big Halloween party every year.
Have never been invited.
I dressed up as Freddy Krueger last year. No, that was 2 years ago. Last year, I dressed up as Jaws, celebrating his 50th anniversary for the film.
That's
So
very
I had
appropriate.
a sash that said I'm 50, and I had a shark costume.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm gonna be this year, but maybe I'll look through some old Roseanne episodes and try to get some inspiration.
Well, as you learned at the beginning of the show, you only have 6 months to figure it out.
Yes, we're halfway there.
You got more
Well,
behind the scenes news.
yes. So going more on this topic, and I love it when I hear about a famous person I love who passed on a famous role that somebody else got.
Love that.
Like I love hearing about, Cher. She passed on The Witches that Angelica Houston ended up doing. Like I just like to picture in my head what that would be like with Cher in the role. Or Bette Midler passed up on Misery.
Yeah,
Kathy Bates role. She said, "Oh, my fans aren't going to like me in this."
yeah.
So just thinking about that. So with that on the mind, Sally Field recently told Parade magazine that she was offered Diane Keaton's role of Annie in the First Wives Club, but she turned it down because she said she couldn't dance or sing. And I'm thinking that didn't stop Diane Keaton.
Right?
God bless her. She's passed away, RIP, love her.
Love
But
her.
that didn't stop her from doing that. And she couldn't sing or dance either. But she was so cute in that role. I can't picture anyone else as Annie in First Wives Club, even
Yeah.
Sally Field, who I also love. But um, no, I think that's perfect. Goldie Hawn, Bette Midler, and Diane Keaton. I wish they had done a sequel, but we'll
Yeah.
never see that now because Diane Keaton has passed away, sadly. Yeah.
That would have been really fun. I wish they had done it, like,
We should dig
15
up
years
more of
ago.
those. We should dig up more of
We could
those.
do literally another whole episode just about that. I mean, I just learned recently that Madonna turned down the part of playing Catwoman in the Catwoman movie.
She did, and she talked about
Yeah,
that on Jimmy's show.
Jimmy
Not Jimmy,
Fallon,
Jimmy Fallon.
Tonight Show,
Sh- And she passed up on playing in The Matrix in 1999.
which I can't see at all, but yeah,
I could totally see that, but she was busy doing Ray of Light. We wouldn't have gotten Ray of Light if she did The Matrix, and I'm glad she didn't do it.
right.
She also turned down the role of Crystal Connors in Showgirls that Gina Gershon ended up doing.
All right, she could have pulled that one off, I bet.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean, I love Gina Gershon in that role, and Madonna was already coming off of you know, Body of Evidence, which was like,
yeah.
which I love it. You told me that you love it too. It's a bad movie you love.
Bad.
But she
I
was
love
trying to get
lots of
away from
bad
that.
movies.
She was trying to get away from that whole thing around the time that Showgirls came out. But
Yeah,
these are all interesting little nuggets that
they
I love
are.
hearing about. I wish somebody wrote a book about this.
I love
I'd read it.
nuggets. Well, why don't you write the fucking book, Robbie?
Maybe I should. I could
You
just take a
should.
year off.
You can write it in your spare time. I mean, as much
Just
as you text me while you're at work, you must have a lot of spare time at work.
hey, I can text really fast. It just takes me 2 seconds.
Hey, I want to tell you something that really got me excited last week. I mean, and when I say it really got me excited, I'm really telling you the truth because Wile E. Coyote from the Looney Tunes cartoons is literally my favorite cartoon character of all time. And if you've been
Really?
in, yes, and if you've been to my house, then you know that I have this very huge 6 foot tall Wile E. Coyote painting in my family room. So I love him. I bought that in Santa Fe several years ago, or Dale
I've
and I
been to
did.
your house, several of your houses over the years. I don't
Hmm.
remember seeing that.
Well, I'm wondering when the last time you were here for the Oscars at my most recent, not this house that I'm in now, but the
I
most
think that
recent
was
one.
yeah,
And
the
I'm
year
trying to
before.
remember where Wiley was at that in that house, and I
Well, you're
cannot.
kinda like Wile E. Coyote because you live in the desert, just like
I
him.
do, and I'm constantly chasing
And what
roadrunners.
is Dale the Roadrunner?
Yeah, with his red thing on the top of his head. Yeah, exactly.
So
I chase
before
him a
we
lot.
before we got for this, I watched the trailer for, um, Coyote versus Acme.
Well, I haven't even told them about it yet. But yeah, tell me what you're gonna say.
I thought it looks fun.
It looks super fun. So he ruined my setup. But what I was gonna tell you guys is that Coyote versus Acme is finally coming out.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I just stepped on my cord. I'm so excited. It's hitting theaters nationwide on August 28th from Warner Brothers. The movie combines live action with animated characters that you know from all the wonderful Looney Tunes cartoons. Kind of like think about Roger Rabbit. I think Roger Rabbit was one of the first ones to do it, right? Or do it in a big way.
I mean, Pete's Dragon was animated with human in
Yeah,
it.
but that's not a good movie.
It's not, but it came out in the '70s, like 10 years before Roger Rabbit.
That's true. But
Also,
Roger Rabbit.
you had Song of the South in the '40s that did it. It's not really a new concept.
But we're not allowed to talk about Song in the South. It was canceled, remember?
That's true, but it still exists.
I could do a whole show about that too, because I love Song of the South and I have it. I have a bootleg copy of it on VHS. So
Well, they had those sing-along tapes when I was a kid in the '80s, and
yeah,
there was a lot of Song of the South on those.
I
I don't know,
have.
I think that might be the first animation mixed with live action film,
Yeah.
unless you counted, like, Fantasia. Remember Fantasia had the orchestra conductor who was a real
Yeah.
guy?
But Fantasia came after Song of the South, right?
No, Fantasia came out
No?
first, yeah.
Okay. He knows more than me. That's why I
Yeah.
hired him.
Mhm.
Anyway, this story is kind of fun. The story centers around the Coyote suing the Acme Corporation because everything he buys from them falls apart or causes him to, go up in flames or go up in a puff of smoke. So that's what it's all about,
It
which I
looks
think is
cute.
kind of cute. And
I
it
think
stars
we should see it and review it when it comes out.
definitely, we're going to do that. It stars Will Forte and John Cena and a bunch of other people and all the characters like Porky Pig, Tweety, Granny, Daffy Duck, Foghorn, Leghorn, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd,
I
Yosemite
say, I
Sam,
say, I say, I say.
Sylvester. They're all in it. They're all in it. So I'm happy this is finally coming out. You know the story. Warner Brothers put it on
Oh, yeah.
shelf and took a huge tax break by not releasing it, just like they did with Batgirl.
Bad
Bat
girl, yeah.
Batgirl's still on the shelf. I don't know if that's ever going to see the light of day. But when they first showed this to test audiences, the audiences fucking loved it. So I think it's going to do really well.
Well, there was so much backlash that they were gonna shelve it, that's why they decided not to.
Yeah.
But they filmed it in, what, 2022 or 23?
Yeah, it's been done for a while.
But they
Yeah.
started production of it or, in the beginning stages way back in 2018, so it
Yeah.
seems like a lot of energy and effort just to shelve it, but
Yeah.
hopefully it's a big hit when it comes out.
Me too. I hope it does really well for them. I think it will. I think it will. So I don't know if we should probably skip this next story. Do you think, or do you really want to do it? And I'm teasing him because I know he really wants to do it.
Well, we have to have our weekly discussion of Madonna.
We don't though.
Well, it's just so happens that she has this humongous rollout of her new album coming out, and it's like every week there's something new and exciting.
Yeah.
And she did have a surprise appearance at the Abbey, which is, the famed gay bar in West Hollywood. And it was sort of like the birthday party for the owner,
Yeah.
but it was also like sharing the spotlight with the release of Confessions 2. Well, it's like a little promo thing. And it was invite only. actually a friend of mine that lives in Hollywood. His name is Keith. He texted me the next morning. This happened on Saturday night, by the way, or early Sunday morning. Madonna didn't show up until 12:53 a.m. People were waiting 4 hours in line to get in before that. But my friend Keith was out and about in West Hollywood on Saturday night, didn't know that this was happening, and noticed the long line at the Abbey, and he found out the next morning that Madonna was there, and he texted me, and I told him, I said, "Girl, I've been done knowing about that." But it was fun. I almost thought he said it would have been fun if he had gone, but there's tons of video footage from people that were inside, and Madonna was having a good time singing her new release, "I Feel So Free," not an official single, but one of the promo singles, and she was singing "Hung Up," the classic from the first go round of Confessions on a Dance Floor. She started singing some newer tracks on the album, "Love Sensation" and "Freedom." Some celebrities that were there, I saw on the list Tori Spelling. I do love Tori Spelling. So she was there, Lily Allen, Tom Daly, and a bunch of others. Carlos Leon, her first baby daddy with her, or actually it wasn't Carlos, it was her daughter Lourdes Leon that was there. And there was a drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race, one of the seasons, named Eureka, that is all over the news today because she got kicked out of that party. Not by Madonna personally, but I don't know what happened, but she got kicked out by security, and now she's all got her panties in a bunch about it.
Do you know what
But
did she do?
she was in like a section that was like supposed to be Madonna's private area,
Oh,
and security took her out.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
that's
honestly,
happened to me before. I've been kicked out for being in the wrong part of a club, so it
it's
can
a fun
happen.
little anecdote. You can tell that for the rest of your life. I got
It
kicked out of
is.
Madonna's Confessions 2 party.
And I've been to the Abbey. Have you ever been to the Abbey?
I've never been. I've been to West Hollywood, but I didn't go to the
Yeah.
Abbey.
That's really fun. It's fun. But guess what I wouldn't do? I
What's
wouldn't
that?
stand around for 4 hours trying to get in, or I wouldn't stand around for 4 hours waiting for that bitch to get there.
I've waited
Why?
longer. I've waited longer for less.
What is she doing that she can't just show up to places at a normal time? I don't understand why she makes people wait for hours and hours. It's kind of she couldn't do that at Coachella. It was not an option at Coachella because they had to stay on
Well,
schedule.
but it's not like people were waiting to do anything at the Abbey. They're
No.
dancing, and it's a bar, a club
No, I
slash
get
bar.
that. I
She
get that,
just
but
showed up at 12:53, which is early for, at least back when I was going to clubs. That was early.
that's way past my bedtime.
You stayed out. I used to stay out till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I used to do that too, but not anymore. And I don't want to be out that late. Anyway,
Did you ever go to Nation back in the day in DC?
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main doors wouldn't even open until midnight to get into the back room.
I know, we never even left the house until 11 o'clock.
Right. So Madonna showing up at 12:53 is not that big of a
Alright.
deal.
You're
I mean,
right.
nowadays everybody is like, I don't know. They like to pick on her for being late, but
I was just 65 years old. How old is she? 66?
67.
Jesus fucking Christ. She should be in bed.
She don't need sleep.
Yeah.
Remember those stories where she slept in like a oxygen chamber or something?
I thought that was Michael.
Both of them. I don't know if it's true or not, but
I'm sure.
for Michael, I know that the Inquirer had a picture of it.
Yeah.
But I read somewhere that Michael leaked that picture himself. I don't know why he did that, but
Because he's a freak. Wacko Jacko.
so that's what we talked about yesterday. Was it Wacko Jacko or Jacko Wacko? Wacko Jacko, I think is what it
Wacko
was.
Jacko.
Yeah.
Hey, so do you guys want to know the most common sex injuries that send people to the ER every year? No? Well, too bad. Robbie's going to tell you all about it right after this.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition.
There's no excuse not to listen. Swish Edition.
So, Scott, do you know the most common sex injuries that send people to the hospital?
I do not.
Maybe one of these might have happened to you. Let's dig into this a little further.
I'm sure they've
So,
all happened to me. I've been around the block a few times.
this is according to ER doctors as told to the Huffington Post. So, this is the top 5, but it's funny because I feel like
Well,
I only see 4 here.
well, that's right. The article that you sent to me said the top 5, and it was only 4 because one of them was just other things that got stuck in other places. So
Oh, okay.
that's
Well,
why
I
I
feel
took the word. That's why I took 5 out of the headline.
well, the article says top 5,
Yes,
but
they
when I look
lied.
at these, I feel like I'm on Family Feud and like I'm like Steve Harvey asking the contestants this question. Survey says
It would
number
be
one
fun.
answer is
They should have
broken penis.
broken penis.
So that really is the number one, is broken penis.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you can probably uh, figure out how this happens, but see a doctor immediately if that happens to you. It's basically a tearing of the fibrous sheath surrounding the erectile tissue,
It
and it
sounds
usually
horrible.
happens when it slips out during the act. I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that. But just be careful with your member, man.
But here's the most important part, and I think we have to drive this home. We need to thrust this issue home, is that if this happens to you, boys and guys, you need to go see a doctor immediately.
Right, no
Be-
matter how embarrassing it is, because it's going to be a lot worse if you don't, because then you're going to be stuck with a fucked up penis for the rest of your life.
Would you rather be embarrassed in front of the doctors and nurses at the fucking all-night ER, or would you rather have a functioning cock?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, suck it up and show them what you've done to yourself. They will fix you.
Yeah,
If
I
you
mean,
wait,
if they can reattach John Wayne Bobbitt's penis, they can fix your broken one.
exactly. Exactly. But if you wait, and we've heard the horror stories, if you wait, it could be something that they are not able to fix, and you're going to have a L-shaped penis for the rest of your life.
No, and you can't play pool with a rope. I'm telling you right now.
I've tried. I've tried.
So the second thing on this list is things that get stuck in your hoo-ha and bunghole. Don't, you hear these stories every now and then. Just don't put things back there that you're not supposed to. They sell toys for this reason. This list has everything from gerbils. I mean, that Richard Gere story that refuses to die.
It will never die.
It's made up, number one, but
I know.
you hear about it every now and then the kids discover it, and then they want to know who Richard Gere is, and
right.
Even the things that you're supposed to put there, vibrators, sometimes they get stuck too.
They go in a little too far. Yeah.
Different kinds of fruits and vegetables like cucumbers, bananas, even an apple. I don't know how you do that. Did someone slip and fall on a fruit basket?
That's what they said.
No way. That's a lie.
That's what they told the doctor.
Lies, Liza Minnelli.
I accidentally fell on the fruit basket and an apple went up my ass.
Friction-related tears, which you can easily fix by lubing it up. All right, everybody. Yeah. Now, the last one is called spermatic cord twists, which sounds like a really gnarly new wave punk band name.
Yeah.
But it's actually like the cord that delivers blood to your testicles. And if that gets messed up, you will lose that testicle within 4 to 6 hours if you do not go get that fixed.
Get it fixed.
So yeah, unless you want to be talking with a high voice the rest of your life, you might want to get that fixed.
There are lots of people out there who like torture and pain and all that stuff, and they'll twist the ball sacks, and they'll do all kinds of things and slap them and stuff. Stop doing that. Get move on to find another way to play, because that is just dumb.
But enough about your Saturday nights, Scott.
So should that be the title of today's episode? Spermatic chord twist?
It might turn off a, a lot of people. I don't know. That's pretty gnarly term.
And I was thinking that I would name today's episode Rock Lobster. And
I love it.
I'll tell you why. Are you a fan of lobster like I am? I mean, I know you don't eat red meat and pork, but you eat lobster?
I do. Yeah.
Good.
Whenever I can afford it.
What about a super rare two-tone lobster? So this lobster, I'll put a picture up on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube, was caught off the coast of Cape Cod last week. It's a 3-pound lobster. He's half red and half black. And they're saying this is a genetic anomaly that only happens 1 in 50 million lobsters. So, as you know, lobsters don't come out of the ocean red. We usually see them depicted as red in cartoons and pictures at the restaurants and stuff, but they're only turned red after they're cooked. But this guy came out half red and half black, right down the middle, which I thought was really cool.
It looks like Cruella de Vil's hair.
It does. You're right. Maybe they should call this one Cruella, because guess what? No one's eating this lobster. He won't be lunch or dinner or even breakfast, because I know that I've talked about this before you came on the show, Robbie. One of my favorite omelets is the lobster and asparagus omelet at the Parker Palm Springs in Palm Springs. If you like that combination. Anyway, this lobster, he's going to the Woods Hole Science Aquarium in southeastern Massachusetts, and he's going to live out his life there. So he will not be anyone's dinner, which I thought was really great. And then I had to look this up. There are other lobsters that are different colors than the blacky gray things that come out of the ocean. If there are blue ones, that's 1 in 2 million. There are red ones that come out of the water red. That's 1 in 10 million. And then there's albino and cotton candy pink ones. Now, those are the super rarest, 1 in 100 million.
Wow.
So if you find one of those, don't eat them.
No, I think the blue one might have had spermatic cord twists.
I think
that's why he's blue.
If you guys, that's called a callback.
Well, Scott, speaking of lobsters, and red ones, so Red Lobster has just said that they are going to re-release their endless shrimp. So that's what got them bankrupt a couple years ago.
Yeah, how dumb are they?
So 2 years ago, Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy, citing a loss of $11 million on their endless shrimp promotion. And so for a limited time, they're bringing it back based on fan requests. And this time they've added an option of Marry My Shrimp, which is, you can put your shrimp in a tomato cream sauce sprinkled with a garlic herb crumble. The new price is like $24.99 to $29.99. Good God, inflation has gone up so much.
Now, all you can eat shrimp. I don't know if I would really want that much shrimp, but
people want to get their money's worth, man. If you've seen the people that go to Red Lobster, they love a bargain.
I have seen that.
But you know what I love at Red Lobster? I love those Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I love those too, and we also get them here. We bake them sometimes here at the house, because
you can find them at the grocery store.
Yeah, they sell both the frozen ones and the mix that you can mix up and bake yourself.
I've done that before. They're not quite as good as the ones from the restaurant.
They're never going to be as good as the ones at the restaurant. No. Yeah. But it's funny that my favorite thing at Red Lobster is the Cheddar Bay biscuits, and my favorite thing at Olive Garden is the salad. Go figure.
And breadsticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's been a couple of years since I've been to a Red Lobster.
It's been many years since I've been to a Red Lobster, because I live in Las Vegas, where we have amazing seafood restaurants. So why the hell would I go to Red Lobster?
No. I mean, Walla Walla does not have a Red Lobster. The only chain restaurant we have that's like that is Applebee's.
Yeah. Oh, God. Applebee's is one of the worst things in the world of fast casual. Chili's, you should lobby for a Chili's. That's at
I
least a
love
step.
Chili's, and
That's
I
a
love
step
Ruby
above.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that salad bar alone at Ruby Tuesday is worth it.
Is Ruby Tuesday still around?
Yeah, I know that they are because when I got stranded in Denver last month, I had to stay in a hotel overnight near the airport, and the only place to eat over there was a Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, so you know.
Yeah.
So you know. You have firsthand. Well, Red Lobster is not paying us an endorsement, so we can say whatever we want. But I do have one more lobster story for you. That's why we're going to call it Rock Lobster.
This is a triple lobster story.
I know, right? A show, right?
It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy. So this is number 3. According to People magazine, an animal rights activist killed a lobster. Now, that doesn't sound so bad until you figure out where this lobster was from. So this was in Dorset, England, and an activist and an idiot, I call her, named Emma Smart, who isn't very smart, wanted to rescue the lobster from a restaurant's tank.
She was liberating the crustaceans.
That's what she thought she was doing. What she did is she stole the lobster, thrust her hand into the thing, grabbed the lobster, ran outside with him, and threw the lobster into the icy cold harbor, where it most likely died immediately. Do you want to know why? Because this was an educational pet, the restaurant said, and they had been, this particular lobster had a name, and he'd been living in that tank for over 2 years.
With his friends.
But this is where it gets even sadder. Right. The lobster had a name. His name was either Reggie or Ronnie. We don't know which lobster ended up in the harbor. But then his friend, Reggie or Ronnie, died soon after from the stress and loneliness of losing his friend.
That breaks my heart.
Isn't that a shitty story?
Well, because the tank that they were living in was warm water, comfortable. They were, and then this activist came in and just grabbed one and threw it into the. First you got to understand. Number one, mind your own business.
Right.
Number 2, you totally stole property from a restaurant. They were not going to eat this lobster.
No. That's crazy. That's like going to your friend's house who has a parakeet in a cage and taking it outside and said, "Be free."
And then a hawk comes and grabs it and eats it for dinner.
Well, a parakeet that has been living in a cage its entire life cannot live outside. So
no, and people think that, I'm just going to free this animal and he's going to love me for it. You have to think about things. You can't just be that ignorant.
So Emma Smart was charged with 1 count of causing criminal damage to an animal and was sentenced to stay at least 30 feet away from the restaurant for 3 years. That was her fucking sentence for killing the lobster.
She should have gotten something more. She should have had to pay the restaurant some money.
Yeah, so they could buy another lobster for their tank.
Both of them died.
Sad.
It was kind of sad when you went to the grocery store. I don't know if they do it anymore. When I was a kid, you'd go to the grocery store and there was a lobster tank in the back.
Yeah.
And we'd go and look at the lobsters in there. It was kind of fun, but then eventually I was like, it's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad. Guess what? I don't want to see my food alive before I eat it.
You don't want to pick out your lobster?
I don't want to pick out my lobster. I don't want to pick out my pig. I don't want to pick out my cow. I just want to eat them all.
Yeah,
I don't, but I do not want to look at them.
Well, I don't, but I mean,
I know you don't.
Lobster is kind of on my menu, but I don't do it all the time, but
there you go.
So pivoting from lobsters to Nazis.
Perfect.
How's that for a segue?
Perfect segue.
So there's people out there that want to know if their ancestors were Nazis, and there's a way to find out. In Germany, there's a new database search engine where you can put in your information and lets people search Nazi party records to find out whether their ancestors were card-carrying fascists.
Why would you want to know this?
I don't know. Maybe there's a tax write-off for it. But the site has been accessed millions of times just in a few weeks.
Yikes.
The German newspaper called Die Zeit said that I don't know why I had to say it like that. Says that they created it to end the silence born of misplaced shame.
The fuck does that mean?
Well, okay, so I mean, okay, you can't really control what your ancestors did, right? You can learn from the mistakes of the
Right.
past. Now, it's sort of like, I don't know, in America, do people want to search to see if their ancestors were like slave owners? Like,
No.
I I
No.
I would hope that my ancestors were not.
I
I
know
mean,
mine weren't, but
I don't think my ancestors came from any money. You kind of had to have some money
yeah.
to be that way, but um they did not. So I don't think that I am, and I want to think that I wasn't. My ancestors were not. But for the Nazi thing, according to that newspaper, some 10.2 million Germans joined the party between 1925 and the end of World War II, which was like, what, 1945?
Yeah.
So that's 20 years.
Hmm.
Uh, the party tried to destroy the records at the end of the war, but they were saved and given to the United States.
I'm surprised they gave
So
them to us.
but is this really information that you need? I mean, I guess if somebody, I don't know, maybe there's some sick people out there that want to find out because they like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are weird people out there. Remember
I-
that movie called Apt Pupil with that Stephen King story
yeah.
where like was it Ian McKellen? Was that who it was? He was an old Nazi like general, and he was now living somewhere in the suburbs of America. And this young boy played by Brad Renfro discovers this secret
Yeah.
and then like makes him put on the uniform and like act out his
Horrible.
like whatever he had to do. It was weird, but that is truly terrifying.
It's very terrifying. I know a lot of people love to know everything they can find out about their relatives going back hundreds and hundreds of years. Um, I just guess I've never been one of those people. I just don't need to know what they were up to. I don't want to know that one of them might have killed someone. I don't know. I don't need to know all that stuff. And I don't feel responsible for what my great 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 grandfather did. That affects me in no way. So,
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I've totally done the ancestry thing.
yeah,
I've only gone as far back as like my grandparents' parents.
yeah.
I think that's as far as I was able to go. But I mean, I don't really know personal details of these people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot of details either. I know that my grandparents' parents were the ones that came here originally from Europe. Um,
Where in Europe?
I've got some Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, and then on the other side, French and American Indian. So
Did you take
I'm kind of a mix of a lot of things.
did you do the 23andMe?
No, because I don't want anyone having my DNA
Yeah.
except for random guys in the next stall.
I did the 23andMe like 10 years ago. It's very interesting to find out, and it's constantly updating. But no, that is valid. What you just
Yeah,
said, you getting your
they have your
information stolen.
stuff. I know. They could leave your DNA at a crime scene, and then all of a sudden you're in prison for killing Joe Schmo in Albuquerque, and you never even been to Albuquerque.
Well, some people don't like to do this because they don't want to find out about some kids that they didn't know about. You
I'm
know,
you
your DNA will
listen.
match it with somebody else. It's like,
This is
surprise, you have a daughter that from
right.
1983 when you were on Quaaludes.
This is one of my favorite daydreams. I'm like, I get a knock at the door, and my 32-year-old son is standing there, and I'm like, I didn't even know I had a son. How cool would that be?
I,
No, you don't like that
I
idea?
would not be excited about that, but I don't have to worry about that
Are you
because
telling? Are you telling me without telling the whole world that there's no possibility that a son could come to you, knock on your door right now?
1000% possibility
See, I
that
can't
it would not happen.
do that. There's at
Yeah,
least
see.
3 options out there.
So yeah,
3.
you
3 possibilities for me.
wow.
You
So you were swimming on that side of the pool.
I was just dabbling wherever, my non-broken penis wanted to go.
No one in Williamsburg was safe.
And on that note, I think we're done for the episode. Go watch our special on Michael biopic. I think it's a fun episode. So we did 2 big shows this week. And if all goes as planned, I don't know if you're planning to go see it, Robbie, but I'm planning to go see The Devil Wears Prada 2 sometime before
Hell
we record the
yes.
next episode.
I already have my ticket bought. I'm going to see it on Saturday, May 2nd.
And
Saturday, May 2nd.
And I'm going to celebrate Star Wars Day by seeing The Devil Wears Prada 2 because I'm going on Monday. So cool.
Okay, so we can talk about it that week. Yeah.
We're definitely going to talk about it on next week's episode. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Robbie, this was a really fun and dirty episode. And
it did get dirty. Sorry, everyone.
Hey,
sorry to all my family members that may be listening.
You should never encourage your family members to listen to the Swish Edition.
Hey, they're adults.
It does clearly say on Apple Podcasts that this is an explicit podcast. Bye, Robbie.
Bye.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.
Walpurgis not.
That's such a crazy word.